Welcome to Built in the Bluegrass, a podcast dedicated to cool stuff made in Kentucky. We want to share with you how it was made, why it was made, and the story behind it. And now, here's your host.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Built in the Bluegrass, where we tell cool stories about cool things made in our own Kentucky backyard. My name is Tom Lawson. I am your host of Built in the Bluegrass, and pretty much your editor and producer as well. So doing all the things. Today we have a cool company here for you all. Wes, you're the VP of Operations, correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. AquiSense is new to me. I don't know if I'd heard of you all, but I did a little bit of research, and some of the stuff you all are doing looks really cool over there. But first, I do need to give a congratulations to you, you and your all's company, for winning KAMs, the Kentucky Association's Small Manufacturer of the Year. So congrats on that.
Well, thank you. And thank you for having us on today. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to our conversation.
Yeah. So Wes Morin is the VP of Operations. Why don't you just go into a little bit of maybe how the company got started, if you know that, what you do as VP of Operations, and kind of what got you all to being the Small Manufacturer of the Year.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good. So first of all, let me just set the stage. The UV industry is about a $5 billion per year annual business globally. So it's a big business. It's not something to laugh at or scoff at, but it's a big business. About 15 years ago, I was working for a traditional UV company. So traditional UV is produced using mercury vapor lamps. And mercury vapor lamps still drive kind of the majority of that 5 billion per year annually business. But so 15 years ago, I worked for a traditional company, mercury vapor LED company. And I worked there along with one of our founders, Oliver Lawal. And while we worked there, we collaborated with a startup that was focusing on generating UV light using non-mercury sources, i.e. LEDs. And so this caught our attention. We thought there's a good commercial use for this technology. And so we developed this relationship, and we worked for several years with this other company. And after a few years, Oliver and Jennifer Pagan, our CTO, she was working for this startup company. They decided that they needed to form their own company and really focus on UV LED disinfection. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to join them at that time because I had a non-compete, and I couldn't leave my current company, that traditional UV company. But 2 years later, in 2017, when that non-compete ended, I joined AquiSense, and I've been here since. It's been a great ride up to this point, and it'll continue to be a great ride in the future as LEDs continue to grow and continue to the market continues to grow and shows the value that LEDs bring to the market. Really excited about that.
Yeah, those non-competes can be pretty pesky.
Yeah. They're a little frustrating sometimes, but that's all right. It worked out for the better. So.
Yeah, and you all are located in Erlanger, Kentucky, correct?
Yeah, we are.
When companies kind of get together, they have, many places that they can choose. So what kind of brought you all to Kentucky and to establish here?
Yeah, so Erlanger is a great place. Northern Kentucky is a great place to run a business. first of all, Oliver and I both lived here. So it just, we were already here. Our families were here established. And so neither of us really wanted to move. We really liked the area. We loved the people here. We loved um, the environment. So there's really no need to move. But on top of that, Kentucky offers a lot of great benefits in that there's a lot of great educational institutions nearby. We have UC just across the river. We have UK down in Lexington. We have U of L down in Louisville. We have NKU just right here in our backyard. Thomas More. There's tons of great universities nearby. In addition, there's some great community colleges and trade schools. Gateway Community College comes to mind really quickly, but there's just a lot of a diverse level of talent in the area. So if you need someone you know, from stocking shelves all the way up to an engineer, you can find that here in Kentucky. So it's great. There's a great diversity of workforce, a great opportunity to really staff all the different positions that are necessary to run a successful company. In addition, cost of living is relatively low. It's not the Bay Area in California, so you don't have to worry about sky high housing prices. And lastly, it's a logistics hub. It's great with Amazon right here in our backyard, and then DHL has their super hub here. UPS down in Louisville. FedEx has a big presence in Indianapolis. So really, there's a lot of other logistics companies in the area as well that can help support a business in bringing goods in and then sending finished goods out to customers. So we can get goods in pretty quickly and get them out pretty easily too. So
Yeah, for sure. I think that's overlooked a lot on Kentucky is nearly the heart of logistics. We can get things from Kentucky, to California, and if it's a flight a day.
yeah,
But most other places that are harder to reach, Florida, Pennsylvania, things like that, also
yep,
just by truck in a day. So
sure,
it's a pretty good logistics hub and
yep,
I know that's one definitely a key point that a lot of the credits for starting a business in Kentucky that Kentucky gives to those kinds of businesses to bring things in is pretty huge, which
yeah.
is awesome for us.
Yeah, our customers, we have global customers, so we're looking to ship all over the world. And our supply chain, we have suppliers that are North America, Asia, India, Europe. So we have suppliers all over the place. So
Can you just go into a little bit of detail about the UV lights or the UV LEDs and kind of what you do with those LEDs and what that
yeah,
process is, what you guys make?
yeah, no, that's great. So UV LEDs are very interesting. They're a fantastic semiconductor. They you can generate UV light with these LEDs, and because they're small, you can put them in a lot of different packages that the traditional UV can't go into. So if you remember back in the day, like we had those compact fluorescent lamps that kind of look like the curly Q, or if
Mm-hmm.
maybe you've been to a tanning bed, maybe you haven't, I don't know, but what one looks like, I hope. They have the big long tubes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so those are kind of the form factors that traditional UV came in. So you're really limited on the reactor design, on how you could implement that UV into whatever process or whatever you want to do. So LEDs give us a lot of flexibility. We can go from a very small package like this, it's maybe the size of a golf ball. It would be like a point of use type device. We can get up a little bit bigger, so maybe something with a little bit higher flow. This has a, a flow switch on it, so it'll just automatically turn on when you activate the UV. And then you have a little bit higher flow, goes up to here, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
a little higher flow, we have this. And then for municipal systems, we have this. Now, this is just a model, of course. The full system would be, a meter long and a 12-inch flange here, or even bigger, 24-inch flange.
Yeah.
But, where the lamps are on the side, this would be for treating like a municipal water supply or a large industrial application. So it really gives you LEDs give you a lot of great flexibility in the form factor that you put them in. You can really kind of change things around. In addition, LEDs offer instant on-off. So traditional UV, like a mercury vapor lamp, it takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes for that lamp to warm up. So you have to plan your process very carefully. If you're turning water on, you have to make sure the traditional lamp is on early to get the full disinfection, where LED, as soon as you turn it on, it's on. So it's going full tilt. So it gives a lot more ease of operation to our customers. So you can find these, like I said, you can find these devices in anything from a point of use dispenser, like a bottle filler, for instance. So we're in lots of different bottle fillers in airports, government buildings, schools. We're in about 1 out of every 3 bottle fillers.
Hmm.
You could be in a coffee maker, it could be in like a tabletop dispenser. We could be in a semiconductor factory making ultra pure water. We could be in a pharmaceutical plant helping to disinfect processed water. We could be in a municipal setting. Like I said, we could be doing wastewater treatment as well. So our products are everywhere. What people don't really realize is that water is used in pretty much every process, every manufacturing process, but not just water, clean water. Manufacturing processes need good, clean, high quality water. They can't just throw in, river water from the Ohio River and expect it to work, right? They gotta
Definitely not the Ohio
yeah,
River. Yeah.
yeah, they gotta
Yeah.
have some good, clean water to make their process work right. So there's water used in everything, and so we can be pretty much in any application.
Nice. And yeah, that was going to be one of my next questions is kind of if we were out and somebody was out and about, where would they, I guess, maybe see the product and, well, in your case, probably not really see it because it's probably inside of something,
Yep.
but it seems like it's more of a little bit more commercial and municipal, big scale kind of things. Could somebody put this on their bathroom sink if they
Sure.
wanted to?
Sure. They could. We actually have a whole house unit that's built for. I don't have a model of it here, but it's a little bit bigger than this.
Mm.
A whole house unit that would be like 12 gallons per minute. So people with cisterns or people that maybe have a shallow well, they could put it on. They could put it on their whole house and have it treat the water before it gets in their house. Small industrial processes may use this as well. Fish farms, they could use if they have a smaller uh, pond, they could use this on a fish farm, or hydroponics. They could use something like this as well. So a variety of applications. I think what people probably don't know is that we have a unit very similar to this that's up on the International Space Station.
Oh, wow.
So the astronauts, they know about us.
Yeah.
So it's in the U.S. module in the water recycling equipment that they have. So it's like the final polishing step of that water before it gets dispensed to the astronauts. So
Yeah, and I looked on your website. I know you guys have quite a few different models, and he's showing one that is probably a little bit smaller than his hand. And I'm assuming that one would be with the micro edition of,
yeah,
if somebody was looking at your website, that one is the micro one.
yeah. So these 3 would be like the micro line. So we have this very small one, and this medium-sized one than this larger one that's maybe the size of a baseball.
Yeah.
Then we have what's called the Deca line. So Deca would be a little bit higher flow rates. That's where our whole house unit comes in. That's where this one comes into. So this would be like for like in a restaurant or something, the ice machine may have this, or a water dispenser in a restaurant may have this. And then our Kilo Terra line, well, our Deca line also includes the whole house unit, like we just talked about. And then the Kilo line, which is the industrial application, kind of the large scale industrial municipal application. So that's this one right here. Kind of looks like a V8 engine if you look at it.
Looks like
Side.
a turbine on it.
Yeah, that's right. Supercharged V8. That's what this is.
Yeah. So let's get back to about winning the award. Usually when you win an award, obviously, you have to have a pretty strong culture. And I think Kentucky lends itself to that very well. And a great leadership approach. What is it about AquiSense, your all's philosophy and your process or team dynamics that really moved you all forward and allowed you to win that award?
Yeah. So I think it starts with the people, right? So like you said, that's one other great benefit of being in Kentucky is that the people here in Kentucky are very forthright. They're very honest, but they're also not mean-spirited about it, right? So like you're not going to get a bunch of BS from someone. They're just going to tell you the way it is, but they're not going to be mean about it, right? They're just going to say, hey, this is the way it is. Let's fix it, right? So we have a very strong fix it culture from the person that was just hired yesterday all the way up to our CEO. So if someone that was just hired yesterday comes in and says, hey, I noticed that this process could be improved by doing this, right? We'll listen to that and say, okay, yeah, that's what can we do? What's your ideas, right? So no one gets shut out of the process of continuous improvement. So I think that's very important that all employees' opinions are valued and taken seriously. AquiSense actually is an employee-owned company, so the majority of our shareholders are employees. So that I think that adds a lot of motivation for people to work hard and to help the product succeed because they have a stake in it, right? They want it to succeed. So I think that's the baseline. I think the second thing is that our management team has been together for a long time. We've been together for 5+ years, this management team. So I've been with AquiSense for 8 years. The founders, so Jennifer and Oliver, they started this business 10 years ago. And then our CFO, he's been here 8 years. I came in 7 years ago. And then one of our European sales director, he's been here 7 years, 8 years maybe. And then our North America VP of sales, he's been for 5 or 6 years. I can't remember exactly, but either way, a long time. And I think that is beneficial because we know each other very well and we're not afraid to really speak our minds to each other. So there's many instances where we have a closed door meeting with just the management team and there's some difficult conversations that happen behind those closed doors. And everyone has their strong opinion. Everyone wants the company to succeed. So we're all kind of pushing in the same direction for that. But how we go about doing that, maybe some people have different ideas. And there's some strong opinions and a lot of discussion around how people think we can accomplish that goal. And I think it's very important that we value each other's opinions and that we look to each other for different ideas. But I think the most important thing is that when those closed door meetings are done, we've resolved those differences and we're united as a management team and we're communicating with the rest of the team the new direction, or the continued direction, or the direction that we've decided is best for the company at that time, that we're all united and we're all pushing for the same thing.
Sounds like you can be pretty streamlined with your communication and the direction that you all have decided and need to go as a company.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Wes, I don't want to keep you, but if somebody wants to get a hold of you all to maybe buy your product or work with you all on a big project, how can someone go about doing that?
They could go to AquiSense.com. We have our website there. You can put in a customer inquiry there. You can inquire about any of our products on there. We're really excited about what we have. We're really excited about the trajectory of our company. We have about 500,000 pieces out globally right now, through different customers, through different channels. We're growing. Our sales are doubling every year. So we're in this great growth phase. We have a lot of interest from the community, and we're excited anytime someone comes in and inquires about our product. We love talking about it. We love telling people about what is going on in the LED world. So
awesome. Congratulations again on winning KAM Small Manufacturer of the Year. And I appreciate your time. And this has been Built in the Bluegrass, where we tell cool stories about cool things made in our own Kentucky backyard. And this is a new one for us, especially with some of the LED technology that AquiSense is developing and using to make clean and safe drinking water for multiple different purposes. So Wes, thank you again for coming, and please give everyone on your staff and who work for you our congratulations. And I'm sure it's not the last we'll hear from you.
All right. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate you having me on today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Built in the Bluegrass. We hope you're leaving this episode with a better understanding of the cool stuff made in Kentucky. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the show. This way you'll get notified as new episodes become available. Until next time.